What is it about French style that is so universally appealing? The 5-piece French girl wardrobe, it's a bit of a mouthful. It's all about choosing 4 to 5 key pieces per season, and we're defining season here as 6 months of the year. So the spring summer season or the autumn winter season. It's choosing those 4 to 5 key pieces per season that go beyond the basics. It's about choosing quality over quantity. So now that we know what it is, why on earth would you do this? Would you be shocked if I told you that typically French women shop this way? They add between 4 to 5 key pieces, new pieces to their wardrobes every 6 months. If you're a shopaholic, this gives you a chance to break that habit and to make more intentional purchases and avoid more of those regret purchases or purchases that simply, sit in your wardrobe month after month with their tags on, gathering dust and not getting worn. And then for anybody who's on more of a budget, it gives you a really clear set of priorities for that season of where you want to invest your money wisely. I feel like the gift of time is the biggest benefit of this method. You start to appreciate your wardrobe as more of a curation, more of a collection, and something that grows and evolves slowly over time. Just like with friends, where one good friend is worth 100 meaningless acquaintances. It's the same with your wardrobe. If you put time and effort and intention into waiting for the right pieces, choosing the right pieces that work for you and that really speak to your heart and make you feel joy when you wear them, when you see them, or are they just sort of filling the gap because it was just something that came along and was an approximation of what I wanted at the time? Is this one of my top 5 items? And if it's not one of the top 5, chances are you'll leave it at the shop and it won't make its way into your home. And all of those things that are not making their way into your home are leaving more room in your wardrobe, in your budget, even in your brain space for those iconic pieces, and they're worth waiting for. So let's get into the how. There's 2 different ways of approaching this. The first, if you're a planner, you will love this. It's all about sitting down at the start of the season and going through specific items, having your little checklist beside you and then choosing the exact items that you want to look for or welcome in, and then adding them into your wardrobe as your budget allows or as a sale comes up, if and when you find them. And then the second way, if you're a little bit more creative, you not like a little bit more wiggle room, you might like the wait for lightning to strike approach. So you know that you're going to invest in 4 or 5 different key pieces for the season, but you're not necessarily planning out what those might be. You might have a loose idea, okay, I need a new jacket or I'd love a new pair of boots. I think that this method, it does work for people who, if you love vintage, if you love thrifting, and if you're one of those people who just has that coup de coeur, that really oh my God, I love it in the moment. And then of course, some sort of blend or mixture between the 2 approaches as well. You might choose 3 items that you definitely want to have and then leave 1 or 2 spaces open, for the surprises to come in, because, life is spontaneous and full of surprises. So just for fun, I'm going to walk you through my current top 5, sort of like a provisional what if wish list. The first thing is a handbag. I've had one handbag pretty much for the last decade and it's been the only one that I've used, and it's only been recently that my eyes have been open to different colors, different shapes. This first one that I've been really loving and looking at has been this sort of slouchy bag here from Flattered. It's called their Alva shoulder bag, and it's just such a nice shape. It's rather large and I'm not 100% sure, how it would suit my body because I am 5'4", so a little bit more on the petite side. So I feel like it would be something that I might have to try out on my body and then obviously send back, or maybe try and find a slightly smaller version if it's too big. They also have it in this gorgeous kind of sand colored suede. I also love this bag here from Decadent Copenhagen. It's called a Tracy and it's ever so slightly smaller than the other one, a slightly different shape with the more kind of the corners that go out at the side rather than it being a little bit more rounded. Really love that. Actually, this is the Sophia. This is the bigger version, and they have a smaller version of this too called a Tracy, which they literally look the same shape, so it's kind of a bit confusing. But one of them is bigger and one is smaller, and the Tracy one I love in this deep dark brown suede. It's just beautiful. And then the other one that I was thinking about was something a little bit more sort of grungy or rocker with this hardware. I'm really like this kind of bag shape. This is from Sansia, an Australian brand. I was also looking at this one here by Arton. And yeah, I just love that kind of shape and the kind of unusual way that the leather, let's see if I can get a side profile here. The way that the leather kind of like comes off the side here and gives this unusual little edge. I just really love that shape, and the way that the branding is so discreet, it's on the back. Yeah, I love that, but obviously they both look pretty similar, these two shapes. We're definitely getting into unrealistic wish list territory here, but this is a jacket that I absolutely love from Anina Bing, and it's this collarless denim number. It's so fabulous. I feel like possibly the length of it will be slightly too long for me. I prefer my jackets not to be sort of hip length, but to be like ever so slightly shorter, just so that they don't, you know, accentuate my hips at that widest point. But I really like how it's, you know, it's sort of a reimagination of a classic piece, but it still remains classic because of the buttons and the shape. It's like this kind of lady jacket vibe, but it has the edge of the denim. I'm sure that lots of high street places will do similar pieces to this, but really what I'm looking for is quality. So this might be something that I potentially consider saving up for, or finding like a better quality sort of similar item. Anyway, love this. Have you ever shopped secondhand for items? I feel like it still counts as one of your statement pieces, investment pieces, if you buy them secondhand. I found these pair of shoes secondhand, and they're actually also by Flatter, that same company that did the bag. But I just really love the kind of small heel and how it's brown going with the black. I feel like sometimes if a heel has the same leather as the shoe, it tends to get scuffed. So I really like that kind of more of a wood vibe on the heels. I feel like it doesn't show wear as fast, and just how slender it is through the calf. The only thing that might give me pause is the square toes, because they're a bit kind of slightly more trend led, but it's such a subtle shape and it's not too obnoxious that I feel like it could work in my wardrobe, and I could still be wearing these in, you know, 5 years time, 10 years time. You guys are gonna laugh at me for this one, but I have fallen in love with these ugly shoes from Ganni. I don't know why I love them. I just love them. I'll see if I can find them on the actual website, because they have so many different colors of these, and actually choosing a color for these kind of, for really anything for me, is sometimes the biggest struggle. So obviously the black is so classic and would go with many things. But I also like the idea of something a little bit more like, say, this snake skin print, because it has obviously a combination of the lighter colors and darker colors. So then that would lend to more versatility. Let me know if this is a love or a loathe item for you down below. Okay, my next item is one of those pieces that is just ubiquitous if you have watched any style YouTubers, especially any style YouTubers talking about French fashion and French style, but it is the Gaspard cardigan from Cézanne, and they have so many beautiful colorways, and this would definitely be on my wish list, and it possibly still is, but I have just purchased a secondhand one of these beautiful cardigans in the Dolores Umbridge pink colorway, and I actually have tried on one of these before, but I made the mistake of ordering a size small, where I probably would be more of a extra small or an extra small in this cardigan, just for the fit that I personally am after. And more than likely, I'm just going to continue to source these pieces secondhand, because I don't think that they're worth 250 New Zealand dollars. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I've tried it on, I know the quality. Yes, it's a nice cardigan. No, I don't think it's worth 250 quid, sorry. Anyway, watch this space. I haven't really decided, and I might not buy any of these items, but this is just my sort of pie in the sky wish list of what I would put on my 5-piece capsule wardrobe for the current season that I'm in now. I'm having lots of fun actually chatting with you guys about style, so yeah, feel free to stick around. I'd love to have you join our little family and subscribe, and yeah, leave me a comment, let's be friends. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one. Bye!